Hello, my name is Bruce Deutsch. I'm the Vice Mayor of Dunsmuir. I'm also the liaison to one of our committees called the Disaster Preparedness Advisory Committee, DPAC for short. This video is about that committee, and I have with me two key members of the committee. The first chair of the committee, Linda Shaven, and the current chair of the committee, Brian Shirley. What we're going to do is just go through quickly and introduce you to what the DPAC is and why you might be involved. We're looking for volunteers, people particularly that are qualified and have a passion for trying to keep us safe. Linda, could you share with us the purpose of the DPAC?
Sure, Bruce, thanks for this opportunity. I've been on the committee since it started, and our purpose is to advise the City Council and the staff in Dunsmuir on matters related to disaster preparedness, mitigation, and recovery. It started in 2019 after the devastating 2018 wildfire season, and we wanted to increase community fire preparedness as well as other disasters that can happen in our city. We can be exposed like any city to man-made disasters and natural disasters, and we want to do what we can to protect the infrastructure and the citizens and the residents of our community. And basically, the City Council wants residents to be involved. They thought it was a good idea for residents to work with city staff and council to address our preparedness and get people educated on some of the issues.
Thank you, Linda. Brian, could you talk about the mission of the committee?
Well, the mission of the committee is to harden the community, to prepare the community for any type disaster that we might face. And we have to be realistic that we know that the federal agencies aren't going to be able to come in here and mitigate anything for at least 72 hours. So that leaves people 3 days to try to figure things out. And so really to harden the community, to educate the community, and to get community participation for making our own neighborhood, our own family, and the city and county safe during a disaster.
Thanks, Brian. For this next question, I'd like to ask both of you, starting with Linda. Linda, could you share a little bit about your personal experience with DPAC? Again, you were the first chair and you kind of brought it to life. And then also, why should people get involved?
Well, my experience has been very positive. I have a background in public health, but my focus has been on wildfire safety. And it's been a great opportunity. Dunsmuir is a very small city, doesn't have a lot of resources and staff, but we have an opportunity as citizens and residents to make a difference here. And I was able to get involved in some really great projects. We had wildfire safety forums where they were attended by a large amount of folks, as well as all the cooperators in Siskiyou County. We put together a wildfire safety brochure. We worked with our fire chief and the city council on a weed abatement ordinance or a hazardous materials ordinance. We've tried to work on green waste, and it was a great pleasure to be able to make a difference in our community. And I think that anyone who's interested in wanting to get involved, you can really make a difference in a small community. And this is a great committee, great opportunity to do so.
Great. Thanks you, Linda. And Brian, I understand you have a background that's kind of perfect set for this right now. Is that right?
Yeah, my background, I'm a 30-year respiratory therapist up at the hospital. I also run the hospital emergency response team. I'm a terrorism liaison officer for the state of California, and I'm also a FEMA instructor. So being involved, when you're involved with FEMA and Homeland Security, you know what the vulnerabilities are in your own community. So for me to be able to jump in locally on a committee that was in my community, I'm a graduate of Dunsmuir Elementary and Dunsmuir High School, and I've lived here my life, and to be able to impact our local community to get it safer and get my family safer, your family safer. And the neatest part is we've been able to do things that have helped with that. So the committee just doesn't talk about doing things, we actually get things done. And we've been able to secure FEMA numbers, things that we need to get reimbursement. We've been able to educate the public, and we were a step ahead. In our public education forum, my topic, I spoke not about evacuation of fire. I spoke to what would you do if you had to stay at home, and everybody kind of laughed. But guess what? Everybody spent the next 2 years at home. And everything we spoke of at that education came true. So when I'm doing something and Linda's doing something, it's because we've seen direct results. So if you want to get involved, make a difference in your community, keep your family safe, become educated so you know how to keep your family safe, this is a great opportunity to get involved. And I'm glad I got involved, and I'm glad I'm going to continue to stay involved.
That's great. And while you're at it, Brian, could you talk about the goals? What are the goals of the committee?
Well, the goals really, we set projects up: green waste, fire education, evacuation plans, clearing out, getting federal grants for fire mitigation, hardening the community, educating the community. So those I see are a continuum. And as we see new things as new threats, multi-shooters, we're seeing more of that. We're starting to see other threats, but the basis of what Linda spoke to, the fire mitigation, is just extremely important. And it's neat to see that there's an advisory committee that it's actually being able to promote change.
Well, I can tell you, I was the mayor during the 2018 fires, and it really brought home the need to be prepared. And I was really excited to see when the committee was formed, and you really are really hitting it hard. So Linda, if a person does want to get involved, could you talk about when and how the committee meets?
Yes, we meet on the fourth Thursday of every month, and we used to meet in City Hall, and we probably will go back to that, or in the City Council chambers, rather. We have been meeting Zoom during the COVID pandemic, but we're moving into changing our meetings back to in-person meetings or possibly hybrid meetings. But we meet on the fourth Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. And we are subject to the Brown Act. It's a great opportunity to participate and learn and be involved in the city. And if someone is interested, they can contact Wendy at the city offices. And it's a simple one-page application to sign up and submit. And then the city council actually does the final appointment.
Great. Brian, what are the qualifications? If a person said, I'd like to get involved in the committee, do they have to have some master's degree in some kind of a program? What are the key things you're looking for from somebody?
I don't think anybody needs to have a degree in anything, but it always helps to have a background in those things that are of need of fire, medical, anything. We're just looking for someone that lives in the city of Dunsmuir, that wants to be involved, that's willing to commit 2 to 4 years of activity. And we're looking for someone that's passionate, especially, we'd love to get some younger members of the community that are involved in some of those professions involved, but we're open to any good warm body that's ready to get involved, because it's going to take the whole community to make this work.
Certainly. Well, with that, we're kind of getting near the end. So, Linda, if somebody did say, I'd like to get involved, how would they go about applying? They mentioned it before, but let's wrap up with, once again, how they would go about doing that.
Yeah, basically, you can do it in a number of ways. You can call Wendy at the city, and she can email you, or you can pick up an application to apply, or you can go on the city website, and there is a place where the committee application is available. So you can pick that up online and then submit it to the city as well.
Great. Well, thank you, Linda and Brian. And I hope anyone who's watching realize that we have a couple of folks in a committee, in fact, that really cares about this community, really wants to make a difference. And if you feel like you'd like to be a part of the effort, reach out, as Linda mentioned. So Linda and Brian, thank you very much. I really appreciate this opportunity to
bet.
talk to you.
Great seeing you.
Thanks for the opportunity, Bruce.
Great. Take care.
Bye-bye.